humans, my name is Dael Kingsmill, and today I thought, have I done this thing every time my bunting is in frame? Give me a second. We're talking about D&D. I was taking a look back at the house rules that I use in my everyday game, and I suddenly had a brainwave. Brainwave, that's a strong way to put it. I suddenly realized that I have never told you just straight up the things that I use that I got from other people. Because that's a huge part of the D&D community. We all steal from each other in like a good, nice way. It's a compliment. It's a compliment when someone offers up, you know, their own house rule or their own little like homebrew thing, and people say, I love this, I'm gonna use it in my game. Stolen, consider this stolen. I take it as a compliment when you'll leave that in my comments. And there are some things that I, likewise, have stolen from others. I'm not gonna be directly quoting the original posts because some of these I may have tweaked teeny little bits. So the version I have in my head is just how I use these house rules, but I will be linking to the originals in the description. I found all of these on Reddit. Some of them may not originate from Reddit, but that's where I encountered them. And I use them more or less unchanged. I use them basically the same way they were presented. And I just think they're neat. Number one, the Clique rule for traps. This is one that a lot of people have heard, and also I'm pretty sure it originates from the Angry GM, who I know a lot of people don't particularly like. And that's fair, whatever. But sometimes he has good ideas, and I think this is one of them. Basically, the way that the Clique rule works is it applies to traps. So it kind of fleshes out the reflex or dex save, there's my Pathfinder coming out, the dex save mechanic, just so that it's a little bit less like, oh, a thing happens, you roll and then it's done. You know, it feels a little bit more like giving the characters agency. That thing, that ever-present thing of choice. So it will take a little bit of training your players, but essentially if your players trip a trap, you as the DM, before calling for a reflex or a dexterity save, I keep saying it, you say click, or any like appropriate onomatopoeia for a trap being activated. And the idea is that every player has this split second in which they realize they have activated the trap, and now they have to take action to try and escape whatever effect it is. But the trick is that if they have accidentally activated this trap, they might not even know what the trap is. And so then that leaves them having to make a decision in this split second moment without knowing the exact effect it will have. So this is anything like they could declare that they drop to the ground, they could dive to the side, they could raise their shield above their head, anything that they can think of. And then you, as the person who knows how the trap works, can tweak their dex rolls based on that. Maybe what they did totally negates the need for that save. Maybe raising their shield above their head means that the dart trap that was gonna fire darts at their face isn't gonna work anymore. Boom. Great work, player. If the character drops prone, but it turns out that the trap was actually going to drop something down, crushing the players, then maybe they suddenly have disadvantage on their dex save. So up to you whether you think that that sounds like a fun additional mechanic to add to trappiness, or maybe you think it's just an added hassle that possibly takes away from the kind of bonuses that characters get to their reflex dexterity saves through character progression and whatnot. For me, I think it's fun. I think that traps have a lot of missing meat. That's a future video I'm planning on making. One day we're gonna talk about traps, because I think we need to. Number the second. I feel how annoying that is, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Inventory. Oh, another one of those elements of the game that either you have to micromanage to death, or you just kind of give up on tracking it altogether. We all do it. There's no need to feel ashamed. Oh my gosh. You would not believe, I forgot how video making works. This is my job. I haven't had a microphone up this whole time. I'm very sorry. Reese, opinion, real quick, just your unbiased layman's opinion.
Yeah,
I haven't been recording with a microphone this whole time. I just realized. So do I start again, even though I've been doing a fine job?
Just start yelling.
Or do I just have it? Well, that's not what I'm asking you. Wait for the question. Do I just go back and re-record the whole thing with the microphone? Or do I just record with the microphone from here on in?
You probably should start again if you want to keep the video quality.
Yeah.
But
if I'm gonna be a professional.
But then again, Dale, you're not a professional. You're a scrub. Scrub Lord.
I don't want no scrub. Scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging at the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. Alright, good night. Go to sleep. Bye. I just clapped again and it's still not on.
It's just a habit.
Yeah.
You're a fool.
I am a fool. Thank you. Hello humans, my name is Dael Kingsmill and we're talking about D&D today. I realized that, see, this is gonna be so much more fake. I had real things happen when I was delivering it the first time. The bunting happened. Authenticity. You know what, let's just keep it. I don't have much time. I have to go to a music recital of questionable quality tonight. I don't have time. Inventory. The system I ended up taking on is, I don't know what you would call it. It's kind of a similar system to when you're playing a video game, like Deus Ex Human Revolution. Very specific and dated shout out there. You know, and you've got like your guns and your ammunition and stuff, and you have to put them in that grid and make them fit as best you can, and that's what you can carry just as much as your box will allow. It's kind of a numbers version of that. So the very simple rule that I have stolen is that you can carry as much as your strength ability score total. So if you have a 16 in strength, you can carry 16 points worth of stuff, and then you as the DM get to kind of signify what items are worth how many points. For me, basically, items that are generally big are worth 3 points, items that are generally small are worth 1 point, and anything that's kind of in the middle is worth 2 points. Money always becomes the problem here, but I feel like you can just make some arbitrary rule, like for every 100 coins, that takes up 1 point slot. And so then you get cool little moments where they have to, you know, try to find specifically the gold coins from the Dragon's Hoard, rather than filling up on like silver coins or whatever. Oh, platinum, look for platinum. It's relatively simple. You get it, you got it. So that's that. Ooh, the battery on the microphone's gonna die anyway. This is the life I lead. You know what, I'm gonna swap out the battery. Take 11. The third thing, this is one I really like because it's, you know, one of those homebrews that only one person could have thought of. No one else would have like come up with it or tried to solve that problem, because it wasn't a problem that they were solving, they just came up with a cool idea. I love it. It's called Tales by the Campfire, and it's a cool little system to try to guide your players into role-playing more, or specifically to fill up gaps during overland travel. So your party is traveling around, they stop for the night, they're sitting around by the campfire before falling asleep, and they begin to talk. And the way that this is simulated with some guidelines to help people along is that you take a deck of cards and you shuffle it up, and you hand cards out to each of your players. And the kind of story that the character is supposed to tell is signified by the suit of the card that they get. And they can tell the story in character, they can tell it about their character, something that's happened to their character, they can tell it just a story that their character happens to know. They can do anything with it. They can make it short, they can make it long, let people do what they want with it, but it's just like a cool little role-playing moment. I do think that my use of the suits is slightly different from the original. You'll have the link, you'll be able to tell, but what I use for it, because it's got a nice little mnemonic ring, I lay the cards out and I say, a story of love, a story of pain, a story of loss, a story of gain. Each of those corresponds to a story of love, hearts, a story of pain, clubs, a story of loss, spades, and a story of gain, diamonds. Because you can see how they line up like that. I love a good deck of cards mechanic. So those three are probably my top stolen house rules that I love, that I've found around the internet. You've probably found dozens of your own. Link them in the comments. YouTube will probably block those comments, but I'll go through and I'll allow them. But yeah, let us know any of your favorite house rules that you've stolen from people around the internet. Because it's part of the sharing in the D&D community. Apart from that, I do believe that's it. I'm done. I hope I'm not forgetting to tell you anything. I mean, clearly my brain is in the right place. Email this to your grandma and I'll see you some other time.
Sorry, I was like, oh, be quiet, and when you heard me only half because
The video is actually technically not done because it's got an end card, but you just gave me a button for the video, so good timing.